Have you ever wanted something so badly that you could think of nothing else? A dream that kept you awake at night. Everyone has one. But the truth is, what we want most in life never comes easily. The path is full of failures, pain, and disappointment. Yet giving up is never the answer. Because those who keep trying are the ones who truly win. Today, I want to tell you a story you might truly relate to. A story for everyone who's ever felt stuck, who's ever chased a dream that seems just out of reach. If you've ever worked hard for something and failed, if you've ever cried quietly because things weren't working out, this story is for you. Because success is not easy. It never is. The truth is, what you want the most will always test you the hardest. But giving up is not the solution. Because pain is temporary, and the reward lasts forever. This is the story of Rohan, a 15-year-old boy whose heart beat for football. Every afternoon, after finishing school, Rohan would rush to the small, dusty playground behind his house. It wasn't fancy, just a rough field with uneven grass, a few wooden posts for goals, and kids playing barefoot. But to Rohan, that ground was heaven. He didn't have new shoes. His ball was old and torn. Yet every time he kicked it, his eyes sparkled. His dream was simple: to play for his school football team and make his mother proud. His mother worked long hours as a tailor to support the family. She couldn't afford to buy him gear, but she never stopped him from dreaming. Every evening, she'd smile and say, "Go, my boy, practice. One day you'll make it." Those words were Rohan's fuel. When the school announced football team selections, Rohan's excitement knew no bounds. He practiced every day, morning and evening, running laps, doing drills, trying to copy moves from players he saw on his neighbor's small TV. He imagined the crowd cheering his name, his mother clapping proudly. Finally, the trial day arrived. His heart raced. He felt ready. But the moment he stepped on the field, everything went wrong. His hands trembled. His legs felt heavy. He missed passes, stumbled on the ball, and failed to score. The coach blew the whistle and shook his head. "Rohan," he said kindly, "you've got heart, but that's not enough. Come back next year, stronger." Rohan's smile faded. Laughter echoed from the sidelines. Some boys whispered he thought he could make it. That evening he walked home slowly, his dream crushed. When he entered, his mother looked up and saw his face. "What happened, Beta?" he said softly. "I wasn't good enough, Ma." She put her hand on his shoulder and said gently, "Then work harder. Success doesn't come to those who quit. Remember, no pain, no gain." The next morning, before sunrise, Rohan was already on the field. Cold wind brushed against his face, and the sky was still dark. While everyone else slept, he ran laps around the ground. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Rohan practiced in the rain, in the heat, and even when his body ached. When his shoes tore, he played barefoot. When his legs hurt, he kept running. When he was tired, he remembered his mother's words, "No pain, no gain." He trained without a coach, without equipment, and sometimes without food. But he never trained without heart. There were moments he wanted to give up. Days when his muscles screamed in pain. When his friends laughed and said, "You'll never make it." But he always whispered to himself, "Champions are made when no one's watching." A year passed. The next football trials arrived. This time, Rohan walked onto the field with calm confidence. He wasn't scared anymore. He had already faced his worst fears: failure, pain, and doubt. The whistle blew. Rohan ran faster, dribbled smoother, passed sharper. His kicks were powerful and precise. Every move showed his growth. When he scored his first goal, the crowd cheered. When he scored his second, even the coach smiled. At the end of the trials, the coach called him forward. "Rohan," he said proudly, "last year you had passion. This year you have both skill and heart. Welcome to the team." Rohan couldn't believe it. He blinked back tears, nodded and whispered, "Thank you, sir." That night he ran home and shouted, "Ma! I did it! I made the team!" His mother dropped her sewing needle, stood up, and hugged him tightly. She smiled through her tears and said, "I knew you would, my son. You've earned this." But success didn't mean the struggle was over. Being on the team was even harder. The training was tough. Older players mocked him. Some said he didn't belong. He was slower, smaller, and had fewer resources. There were days when he came home bruised and exhausted. But instead of resting, he went back to the field to practice more. His coach noticed. One evening he said, "Rohan, you're not the fastest or the strongest, but you're the most determined player I've ever seen." Those words gave him hope. Months later, the school reached the finals. The stadium was full of cheering students. Rohan's mother sat in the stands, nervous but proud. The match was intense. Both teams played fiercely. The score was tied 1-1. Minutes were ticking away. In the final minute, the ball came rolling toward Rohan. The crowd held its breath. He remembered everything. The early mornings, the rainy practices, the pain, the failure, the laughter of those who doubted him. He took a deep breath, aimed, and kicked with all the power in his heart. The ball soared through the air and struck the net. Goal! The crowd went wild. His teammates lifted him onto their shoulders. His coach clapped proudly. And in the stands, his mother stood with tears streaming down her face. Rohan looked up and smiled. That smile of victory, not born from luck, but from sweat, sacrifice, and strength. After the match, a younger boy asked him, "Rohan Bhaiya, how did you do it? You used to be so weak." Rohan smiled and said softly, "I was weak, until I learned that success isn't about talent. It's about never giving up. I failed, I fell, I cried, but I didn't quit, because no pain means no gain." So, if you're going through a tough time, if your dreams seem far away, if you feel like you can't do it, remember Rohan's story. He didn't have money, he didn't have the best gear, but he had the one thing that mattered most: a burning desire. Because in life, there's no shortcut to success. You will fall, you will hurt, you will fail, again and again. But every failure makes you stronger. Every tear sharpens your spirit. And every pain pushes you closer to victory. Success doesn't belong to the talented. It belongs to the determined. So, when life gets hard, don't quit. Stand tall, fight back, and remind yourself, no pain, no gain.